Hello everyone, Raven of the Retro Dev here, and welcome back to another BBS door game video. And this time we're going to be looking at a personal favorite of mine, which is Barren Realms Elite. As well, I would like to say that there's a link in the description, whether you're watching this on YouTube or X. Feel free to join the BBS. Everyone is welcome to come join, hang out, play all the games, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and launch Barren Realms Elite. And when you first launch it, it gives you some hints. I don't care about the hints. We need to name our realm. I'm going to call our realm Error 200. Do I really want to name my empire Error 200? Yes, I do. It's a silly name, so yes. Okay, then we're greeted with this beautiful screen. And in here, we have, well, everything. You can see, you can play the game. You can see the status of everything, which is our current empire, which is the default. So everyone's will look like this. We can see the scores, which is not too much. That's right. I made another one for testing. And we also have the news, yesterday's news. These won't update until you actually start getting players. You can read the messages. You can send a message to another player. You can check the game bulletin, which doesn't really have a whole lot going for it at the moment, but that's okay. You can also review the game instructions. And BRE is a pretty involved strategy game. So like most BBS strategy games, in this one you build an empire and you can attack each other. You can build all kinds of actually really great stuff. So but it is a very complex game. But it's also kind of simple to learn, so it's not that bad. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff, and we'll get through it as we go. There's the help database, and you can also set the preferences, which I do not. I leave it at default. I always deposit the gold at the end of the turn, but I don't auto pay maintenance or the auto feed the empire. And the reason for that is I like seeing that menu there. So we're going to go ahead and play the game. And the queen has given me a 1,000,000 coin tax refund. I would like to buy a lottery ticket. Always buy the lottery ticket because it, to my knowledge, doesn't cost anything. We don't need diplomacy, so we're going to skip this one here. And we're going to set the industrial production. So do we want to change production? Oh my, yes. So I don't want any troopers. We'll adjust this as we go, but jets and carriers are used for attacking. And the other thing to point out is you don't need very many carriers because I think each carrier can handle like 100 jets or so. So you don't need that many. So what we're going to do is 15, and that leaves us with 85. I'm trying to think here how we want to do this. I don't. Another reason I don't want troopers is you have to feed them. You don't really have to feed bombers or anything like that. Well, yeah, I think you do, but their population is so low that it takes a while to reach the threshold. I'm gonna do 25 for turrets. Turrets are good for defense. For bombers, I'm also gonna do 15. I'm gonna do 40 for the tanks and 5 for the carriers. And we will say no change to the production. Okay, and we grew some food. We have our turns, all of our score, our gold, how much we have in the bank, our population, which gets absolutely ridiculous after a while, our support, etc., etc. Okay, do I want to visit the bank? No. Yep, we got to pay our gold. And we have to pay our tax. Have to pay our other tax. Taxes, they're always there, whether you want them or not. We'll give them the food. We have a bit of food, so we should be totally fine. Yeah, we have 1,600 roughly. We're not going to do anything with the bank just quite yet. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a headquarters. I think we can, yeah, it's already being built, so we can't do anything with the headquarters. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the regions, and we are going to buy... I can afford 211 regions? Really? Wow, that's crazy. I feel like that got a little messed up there. No, apparently not. Okay, well, I'm going to buy 100 of the technology. So technology decreases the cost of everything while increasing your income, region output, and military effectiveness. It's pretty vital, but I always like to keep it higher than everything else. And so what I'm going to grab now, because we're going to need food. So I can't believe it's that much, but okay. Maybe it gives you that much, allows you to buy that much because it's like the start. I don't know. So I'm going to buy 18 agriculture. I'm going to buy 17 of the coastal region. I'm going to hit, sorry, I'm hitting shift, question mark. So I can actually see the display again there. I'm going to buy 20 of the river. I like to have kind of even to everything there. For the desert, we're going to buy 15. Make sure everything's kind of even. Industrial, I'm going to buy 15. Let's see, for mountain, I'm also going to buy 15. And then for urban, I'm just going to buy 6. And so that'll completely cap me for there. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some covert agents. We can buy 4, so I'm going to buy 4. And we're not going to attack anybody or do anything like that. I tend to wage a more defensive war. So one thing about increasing your technology is it lowers food spoilage, which is pretty good. And so there we go. So we're producing 2 carriers now and 89 turrets, 57 jets, 43 tanks. It's pretty crazy stuff. Do you wish to visit the bank? No. Your armed forces require gold. How nice. Oh wow, I'm broke again. That's lovely. I'm pretty sure that it gave me way too many regions for some reason. I might have to reset this after this. Just reset the game because that seemed a little odd to me. All right, so we can afford to buy 3 regions. So I mean, pretty much all the regions do increase money. So I'm just going to dump everything into the mountains because the mountains do actually provide quite a bit of surplus there. And also I wanted to change something, but that's okay. We'll do it on the next one. So we are earning some cash, which is pretty good. Even if it is a little rough. The 100 in technology really ate us up, but that's okay. It's, you know what, this is fine. It's going to be a bit of a slog, but we'll be okay. Okay, so I want to... Yeah, we'll just go back into regions here, and we'll just keep buying the mountain regions. Mountains, deserts, all of them pretty much, they do give you quite a bit of options. Okay, and we're just going to keep doing this. So this is, Barren Realms Elite. I've played it on another BBS that has quite a bit more people than mine does. And it's a lot of fun, people attacking each other and all that stuff. You sign in every day. It is pretty good. So, but we need to make changes to our industrial capacity. So we're going to go into the systems menu and we are going to set industries and we are going to change this. So 0 troopers. I'm going to say 18% on the jets, 25 on the turrets, 15 on the bombers, 40 on the tanks, and 2 on the carriers. There we go. That's a much better. There's no reason to produce 2, like a whole extra carrier when the jets don't even, outcompete it. So we'll do that. All right, that'll be absolutely perfect. So, and for some reason we have quite a bit of money to spend. And we can buy way more. So again, we're going to buy 17 more mountains. A lot of it probably has to do with taxes, to be honest. We're probably, well, no, we're collecting a little bit. but the ore mines are definitely helping. So we're going to rack up the ore mines as fast as humanly possible. And the headquarters is pretty important. You use it for like later tech and stuff like that. So it is pretty handy. And like if you ever want to know what something does, well, I'll show you as soon as we get through this basic part here. Okay, so we're going to hit help. And then we're just going to start typing in headquarters. It should autocomplete. So your command headquarters is essential in coordinating your military attacks. A strong HQ gives tanks better coordination and can improve the effectiveness of tanks. So yeah, it's basically centered around tanks, which is, you know, fair. But we can only afford 15 other regions, so we're just going to buy 15. I really wish that I could attack somebody or that someone would attack me, but honestly, the most BBS games do have like a grace period. So when you first join them, there's not really a whole lot there. But then as you progress, you know, you get into a situation where there's more and more and more. And as you can see, it's already starting to require a rather significant amount of everything. You know, populations are starting to grow, that sort of thing. And I think it'll take about 2 days to get the headquarters. It's 5%, so you're only going to get 50% off of one day. But I'm actually gonna purchase 14 urban regions just to kind of, you know, even that out and also increase room because I'm probably capping my people. Now your rivers and your agriculture will feed. So occasionally you'll get food from your rivers, which is pretty good. Gives you a little bit of a buff. And at any point in time, you can hit the star asterisk, and you go to your advisors and you can say, you know, civilian, we're making a lot of food, you know, it's great. Economic, we're doing really well there. Military, not really a whole lot there because more is involved in order to actually need more. You need other players attacking and that sort of stuff to compare it to. And then for technology, 104% strength. Our gold produces are 103%, and so on and so on. Now, one thing you can do in this game that you don't actually, you know, have to do is you don't actually have to purchase regions every turn. If you wanted to, you could just sit there and do literally nothing, and you could build like a small territory and then stockpile everything, and you know, then just shut off your industry when you don't need this sort of stuff. So that's another way of playing, because then you build up a lot of money, because yes, you do make a lot of money with a large empire, but your expenses. So for example, let's see, I have 588,780, but my empire maintenance is more than half that, or roughly half that. And you know, the queen demands a whole lot too. So now I'm down to 291,000. So, and as you get bigger, it just gets more and more and more, you know, in depth. Not in depth. Sorry, it just gets more, so much more expensive. But this is a nice game. You know, you sign in every day, you play it once. It takes maybe 10 minutes of your time. It takes me a little bit longer because I'm explaining some stuff, but it's pretty straightforward. You can buy food, you pay all your stuff. I actually have an enormous amount of food. I could sell, but I'm not really going to. Seven coins, 7 gold coins per unit. Meh, don't really need to. I just save that stuff and stockpile it for a rainy day. Okay, so mountains are actually at 100. So now what I'm going to do, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of regions that we could pick. So I'm actually going to do river here, and I'm just going to crank that up because that also gives me food. Now, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the systems menu, and I'm going to set the tax rate, and I'm going to lower it down to 10. This will kind of keep people happy. So if we go to the empire status here, you know, population support or popular support's 100%, but as you get out of your, especially when you get out of your protection period, you can get into a period where if you set the taxes too high, they just get a little Kind of ridiculous there. We're also going to buy more agents because they're pretty handy later on. And the excess money gets rolled over into the bank. And eventually you actually have millions and millions in the bank, even though you're only putting a couple thousand in at a time. Because every day, you buy a lottery ticket. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes, you have 200,000 left over and you can't buy anything. So, it kind of depends. So I have even less money now, even though I've actually purchased more. So we can view the bank rates, for example. Savings is 5%, investing is 5.5%. And that'll raise and lower depending. So I'll list the investments. But I do have 28,000 gold in the bank, so we'll just roll with that. And for the river, because this will be our last turn, I believe we have one turn left after this, I think. No? Yep, we do. Oh, I made 401,000 just off the gold mines. And as you can see, we didn't get any gold from the hydro. Actually gives you a lot. But sometimes the hydro won't give you any gold. It'll just give you food. And so that's something that makes the rivers kind of hit or miss. So you don't really want to rely on them for food or gold, but they are nice to have regardless. And I just like to have a mix of everything just because I do, and I find that it works pretty well. So there you go. So we're going to buy 30 of the rivers, which will cap me out. And then for coastal, we'll buy 14, and we're completely out. So if we go here, I can't afford any regions, which is okay. And then we'll just quit all the way through because we can't trade, do any of that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, I can't show you that. But if you guys are watching this video and you're joined, then we can all work together, create alliances, betray each other, all that good stuff. And we gained 355 million people, and 2,048 units of food has spoiled. And now you'll see the net worth has gone way up, the territory has gone through the roof, and the score has also gone through the roof. And so now if we can check the status of my empire, which is pretty good. We have a really good score. We have really nice military. We're building up quite a bit. So again, turrets can attack, but they are really good for defense. I find tanks and jets, especially jets, are very good at attacking, but you need enough carriers. We have more than enough carriers to produce as much as we need. And we have quite a bit of regions, and I'm just going to keep building up. And we have 10 years left, which means one more day of turns until it is time to attack. And so now we are pretty much at the end here, but we can still send a message. So I can send a message, and I can list the players, and I'll say no, hang on. I actually don't know what it's doing here. When I hit Z, it's telling me I can... Oh, I see. It sends it to all. Right. My guess is that I can't send the message to the other one simply because, yeah, I abort the message. No. I can't send it to my other because I actually never went through and did everything that was required. So that makes sense. Anyhow, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or give me a follow if you're watching this on X. And I will see you all in the next BBS game. You guys have a good one.